Hi, I'm Nathan, one of the creators of Squire, a campaign management tool and game master assistant. I'm going to give you a little tour of the tool today. There'll be some more videos in the future that go into more detail, but I want to show you some of the cool things that Squire can do and how it can level up your game. And so, spoiler alert, if you're in my gaming group, you might see some things that you don't want to see. Because this is my campaign, and I've been running it for some time. So right now we're looking at my campaign overview. And the tool itself is split up into two sections. One, we have our story, which includes our campaigns, our adventures, our session histories, our players. And then we have our lore, the objects and people and places that our players engage with throughout the game. So like I said, this is a campaign management tool. So that's kind of this aspect, the navigation and categorizing all that stuff. But it's also an assistant. And so there's some powerful things that I'll show you along the way where you're not just taking notes, but you're actually leveling up how you play the game. Okay, so looking at this campaign overview, I'm going to show you quickly a little bit about what we're looking at here. So here we have kind of my notes that kind of set the setting for what my campaign is all about. We've got an antagonist here, the Blight Lord. He's been slowly revealing himself over the course of the game. The players now know he's the big bad guy that they've been hunting for this whole time, and some background about some important players. And we can see here that these are all connected. So I can look at the Blight Lord, open him up. He's got some stats and stuff in here with him, and so he's ready to play. But then we have other important NPCs. We've got the Duchess, who has kind of made some appearances. She's been trying to figure out some of this stuff too, and given some assignments to the group. And then we've got the Black Swords. This is an adventure guild, rival adventure guild that's been causing a lot of trouble. In fact, they've recently, last session, mostly dispatched them. So this is going to become irrelevant here soon. This will be history. But we've got all these links, and so I can at a glance, in this case, look at my campaign and see what's what. We'll jump into adventures here. And this is where I'm workshopping. So I have one adventure here that I played previously. This is the flight from the Blight Lord's lair. They had to run away. And in this case, pretty light. It was mostly this flight. There's a few scenes that I wanted to make sure happened. And then there was a handful of rules that I want to introduce as we played, and some monsters. So this was kind of a light one, but I'm workshopping this siege here. You can see I'm a little scattered on it right now, but there's trouble brewing, and it's all going to come to head at the palace. And so we can click on my framework here, and I got some things and some ideas. And again, this is where some spoilers are definitely going to be revealed if my players are watching. But as I'm working on this, this is where I want to introduce a really cool feature, which is this inspiration button right down here. And I can click on this inspiration button, and as I'm thinking about what I need to make this siege really awesome, I can ask the AI. It's like, what could make this siege really cool? And I don't know. So we'll see what the kind of AI. So hidden traders, hidden alliances, some artifacts, some secret cities. Okay, this is cool. So it's cool tool. It's not going to write stories for me, but it's gonna give me inspiration. It's gonna help me brainstorm. And already hidden traders. Who could that be? Maybe I could pull that in as this siege unfolds and the players are fighting off this. Maybe something could turn. Someone could turn codes. Anyway, so I can engage with this. I can go back and forth, and we can make something awesome together with this AI. So I'm going to close that. So that's the inspiration panel, and it gives you this back and forth dialogue build cool events and things. So that's our adventures. Going back here, this is where you can plan, prep, and then execute on your adventures. In our story, the next one here is our sessions. So we've all sat in a game. We all get together, and the game master says, "Okay, what happened last time?" And everyone has blank stares on their faces, and we parse through as best we can our memories to figure out what's going on. Session history is the kind of our answer to that, where you can keep track of what's what. So, in fact, our last session I've called the Smith's Quarters, and I can pull this open, and this is what happened in our last game. We've got a little summary, and I'll show you how this was created in just a second, where the AI actually assisted me in creating this summary. And then we've got some cool moments that I've written and connected to the game. One thing that happened at the game, they were fighting in this blacksmith's guild, or blacksmiths on the street with the blacksmith quarters is what I called it. And they ended up kind of getting some favors from the blacksmith's guild. So they're kind of an important connection that we've made here. So if I look at him or look at them, again, there's just some really basic details. I haven't fleshed them out too much, but they've become friendly with our players. Anyway, so this is a cool history, and again, not only do we want to have this as a source, we also want to make it something easy to produce. And so let me show you how that happens. So there's two ways to get a session history in here. I'll show you the easiest first. So there's the guided session, which will guide you through, like prompt you some questions. I'll show you that in more detail when we look at lore. But then there's these session summaries, or summarized session, and you can actually, so if we click on this, you could drop in a recording. So say you put your phone on the table, record your session, and you could drop in your game in here, and we'll transcribe that and summarize it for you, right? So you could just a simple way to get your game in here. Or you can create a blank session and then just keep notes that way. So that's session history. It gives you that cool that cool history of your events. Then we've got players. This is a pretty cool feature, and I'm just getting all my players in here too because I'm excited to share with them what's going on in the games, so that they can see the sessions, histories. They can see certain parts of lore that I reveal to them. But for me as a game master, it also, like, I can pull open one of these characters, Cedric here in this case, and I've got his backstory, right? We're always scrambling as game masters to figure out where that backstory is kept. Well, here it is. So I know a little bit about him. And he's got his Uncle Faro. He's actually an NPC, so I can actually, what's pretty cool is I can just open this up and look up Faro. Let's see, he might not be in here. There he is, Faro Blackthorn, yeah. So he's connected now to this player, and we pop him open, and he's this old adventurer from the Glory Forged Guild, but he's Cedric's uncle. So player characters are in here. One other really cool thing is right up here we've got this player permissions. And everyone just kind of starts out as just a regular player, but I can turn someone into a historian. And if I turn them into a historian, they get edit access to our session histories, and they can actually be the ones that manage the session histories and keep notes. I know there's distributing some of that workload is something we always try to do as game masters. So that's the story. That's some of the tools that can just help you kind of manage the story a little bit better. But now is the really fun stuff is the lore. And so let me jump down over here to my world overview. And my story takes place in the vast kingdom. And here's a little description about the vast kingdom. And then there's kind of a few important connections in the vast kingdom. I already talked a little bit about the Black Swords, but the story mostly takes place in the city called Natlan and the roundabouts. So this gives me a little taste of what this world is about. But where it gets really fascinating is as I dive into the details, right? So here's some important events that have happened in my world. Some of these are like the Blight has some past history, and then the Baron's sinister bargain is something that happened in the past, and it's something I track. And we've got the groups. I've told you about a couple. We've got the Black Swords and the Blacksmiths Guild, and then even the Glory Forge are in here, and I reference them. And look, there's Uncle Faro again. So that's groups. Locations. There's not a whole lot of locations that I've been keeping track of in this particular campaign, but the city of Natland, the Leaky Yarn is where they get all their all the gossip from the bartender there, and all the rumors and things. And it's kind of fun, when they go in there, I've got some notes about the menu for the Leaky Yarn and some things they can engage with there. My most used and favorite section, of course, is the NPCs. Right, this is the real spice of a role-playing game, or the people we engage with. And so I have all kinds of things in here. And I wanted to point out at this point what I was talking about with the player in the players, kind of their player portal, is that there's certain access that I've given them to things to see. And so you can, at a glance, you can see that in this case, the Baron Clegg has some limited access. So they know of him, but they don't know all of his secrets. Billy Bob is a NPC that the players ran into. Pig farmer that just showed up. And in fact, I don't think I have much in here. Yeah, he's a farmer from the parish. So this is somebody I need to flesh out a little bit more. But I threw him in. And they can see everything about him. He's got total visibility because he's a pretty open book to the group. What else do we have? Other characters that they've engaged with, and they're all connected to the stories. And so, like, you can see they're all interconnected with my links here back and forth to the players. So that's NPCs, and then we have some important objects, and similarly, I have some notes here. But I want to jump into showing you how to add some lore, because this is something we tried to simplify and just help make it a little better. So let's go here, and we're going to add an NPC. And similarly to the session history, there's both guided way to do it, or you can just start with a blank sheet. But if we go to the guided approach, I wanted to show this a little more detail. Basically what happens is it gives me a bunch of prompts that will help me flesh out this character a little bit more. And so we can call this person, you know what, I'm going to start over with Billy Bob, and we're going to flesh him out. So I've already created him, but this is just to take a demonstration. So, like, what's his most important life? He is a pig farmer. Fig farmer, and he is pretty grumpy. He had a niece. He had a niece that I think got captured by the Blight or something. We could write that. But let's go to the next question. So what motivates him? Oh yeah, maybe. Let's see. Protecting his family. Anyway, so we're kind of cool, but now we get into some more questions that hopefully flesh him out a little more. Like, what inspired him to become a pig farmer? Well, I don't know. That's a great question. As I'm fleshing out his background, I could respond to that, but there's one little tool here. This is a little Get Inspiration button, and if I click that, it gives me a little response to that question, and I can read this. Let's see. His affinity for pig farming stems from chance encounter with a wise old sow during his childhood. Okay. So yeah, he goes way back with the pigs, right? And so I can edit this, customize it, keep what I want, get rid of what I don't, and that's pretty cool. So I can keep drawing on some inspiration here. But I was aware of the thread. Is he aware? No, he's not, right? Next question. I guess we could answer them at length, or we can skip them as well, and we get some cool cool stuff here. Anyway, we're going to finish up with him. And what's cool here is, it created a possible record here for me. Bertha talked about this remarkable pig. And you know what? Yeah, like let's turn that into an NPC record as well. So now we have Bertha, and we've got Billy Bob and his background. And so that's great. So we actually need to go to Bertha, and I think we need to generate an image for Bertha, right? A large pig. And let's see what comes up here. So image generation I didn't mention, but we've got this in here, and it's a great way to add a little visual brightness to your games. And the way this works is you have some credits. You can throw those in here, give it a description as I did. And my goodness, we've got some cute pigs. I don't know if I want to keep. I mean, these are maybe a little too cute. I should have changed the style here. But we're gonna add that pig, I guess. So fun little detail of the game that maybe my group will uncover. So all right, we've got Billy Bob and his pig that we've just created through the guided NPC creator. I don't know if I've hit everything. Austin, who's also built this with me, he's gonna let me know that a handful of things I built or I missed. But this won't be the end. We're gonna share some more videos, go into greater detail on some of these features. But right now it is available at heysquire.com. We're also on Discord. You can find us there, and open it up, create an account, poke around. We've got some free credits for you to just play around with, see if it works for you. And then, of course, we just want to hear from you and get your feedback. And thank you, and we'll see you in the next campaign.